Welcome and good morning, everyone. Here we are today, as usual. It's Sunday Anime Chat with yours truly, Popculture Mechanic. And before we get to our usual main event, we'll go through, like we always do, with the news of the week, courtesy of the Anime News Network. So let's see. Dragon Ball Super Hero film earns $10.7 million on opening day in US. Film projected to earn $21 million in debut weekend to top US box office. The Dragon Ball Super superhero anime film earned $4 million on Thursday, its preview day, and $6 million on Friday, for a combined opening day total of $10,745,264 in 3,007 locations in the US. Entertainment news website Variety projected the film will earn $21 million in its first weekend, topping the box office above Beast. Comparatively, Dragon Ball Super Broly earned $9.8 million in its opening weekend in 1,236 theaters in the US and Canada. Dragon Ball Super Superhero opened in Japan on June 11th. The film sold about 498,000 tickets for about 670 million yen, or about 4.99 million in its first 2 days. The film has earned 2 billion yen, about 18 million as of August 7th. Crunchyroll and Sony Pictures are screening the film in theaters worldwide this summer, with the widest opening ever for an anime film. The film opened in the US, Canada, and UK, and Ireland on Friday. The screenings include both the original Japanese audio with subtitles and with a dub. The companies will distribute the film in all continents, including North America, Latin America, Europe, Australia, New Zealand, Africa, the Middle East, Asia, excluding Japan, in 13 dubbed languages and 29 subbed languages. Tetsuro Kodama directed the film, and Naoki Sato composed the music. Nobuhito Su was the art director, Chikashi Kubota was the animation director, and Jae-hoon Jung was the CG director. Dragon Ball original manga creator Akira Toriyama worked on the film's original story, screenplay, and character designs. So that is good news for Dragon Ball fans. Let's see what else. Sega reveals full game list for Sega Genesis Mini 2 console. The Sega Genesis Mini 2 launches on October 27th with 60 titles. Sega announced all 60 game titles on Friday that will be available for its upcoming Sega Genesis Mini 2 console. The company began streaming a video featuring all the titles. And here's all the titles: Afterburner 2, Alien Soldier, Atomic Runner, Bonanza Brothers, Clay Fighter, Crusader of Senti, Desert Strike, Return to the Gulf, Earthworm Jim 2, Elemental Master, Fatal Fury 2, Gain Ground, Golden Axe 2, Granada, Hellfire, Herzog Zwei, Lightning Force, Quest for the Dark Star, Midnight Resistance, Outrun, Outrunners, Phantasy Star 2, Populous, Rainbow Islands Extra, Ranger X, Rystar, Rolling Thunder 2, Shadow Dancer, The Secret of Shinobi, Shining Force 2, Shining in the Darkness, Sonic 3D Blast, Splatterhouse 2, Streets of Rage 3, Super Hang-On, Super Street Fighter 2, The New Challengers, The Ooze, The Revenge of Shinobi, ToeJam and Earl in Panic on Funkatron, Truxton, Vectorman 2, Viewpoint, Virtua Racing, Warsong, Echo the Dolphin CD version, Echo the Tides of Time CD version, Final Fight CD, Mansion of Hidden Souls, Night Striker, Night Trap, Robo Aleste, Sewer Shark, Shining Force CD, Sylphied, Sonic the Hedgehog CD, The Ninja Warriors, Previously unreleased games, Devi and Pi and Star Mobile will also launch for the console. The following new ports for the console will also be available: Fantasy Zone, Space Harrier 2 plus Space Harrier, Spatter, Super Locomotive versus Puyo Puyo Sun. Sega Genesis Mini 2 will launch in North America on October 27th. The Japanese version of the new console, titled Mega Drive Mini 2, will also release on October 27th. Some titles differ between the consoles. Sega released the Mega Drive Mini console in Japan in September 2019, and the US under the name Sega Genesis Mini on the same day. Both versions of the console featured 42 games, although the games each console included differed. The Mega Drive was Sega's third console, and Sega released the console in Japan in 1989. Sega released the console in the same year in North America under the name Sega Genesis. Sega withdrew from the game's console market in 2001. Well, I don't know if that's a good lineup or not. I never did play much Sega, if anything at all, back in the day. But hopefully it will make Sega fans happy. Okay, what else we got here? Space Channel 5 Comic Zone games get film adaptations in Sega Picture Start partnership. Space Channel 5 game launched for Sega Dreamcast in 1999. Comic Zone for Sega Genesis in 1995. Sega announced on Saturday that it's partnered with Picture Start to produce film adaptations of its Space Channel 5 dance game and Comic Zone game. Sega describes the Space Channel 5 film. Space Channel 5, a comedy dance adaptation of the cult classic 1999 dance game, will tell the story of a hapless fast food worker who is recruited by a freedom reporter from the future to save the world from aliens using the one thing that unites all people on the planet, our love of silly viral dances. Barry Battles and Nir Paneri are writing the script for the film. Picture Start's Royce Reeves Darby and Eric Feig are overseeing the project and producing it alongside Sammy Kim Falvey. Sega's vice president and co-COO Shuji Utsumi is also overseeing the project. Video game director at Sega Takumi Yoshinaga will be part of the production team. My only hope is that Sega keeps these guys on a short leash and makes it so that these are fun shows to watch and they don't try to inject a bunch of garbage politics into it. The Space Channel 5 dance game launched for Sega Dreamcast in 1999. It was later ported to PlayStation 2 and Game Boy Advance. Most recently, the Space Channel 5 PlayStation VR game released in February 2020. Sega describes the Comic Zone film, Comic Zone, an adaptation of the cult console game that has been so influential to so many over the years, follows a jaded comic book creator and a young queer writer of color who, when sucked into the final issue of his popular series, must put aside their differences to stop a dangerous supervillain from sowing complete destruction, and in the process, wittily explore the ever-evolving power of storytelling itself. May Cat is writing the script for the film. Reeves, Darby, and Feig are also overseeing the Comic Zone project and producing it alongside Falvey. Utsumi will oversee the project. Video game director at Sega Kagase Shimomura will be part of the production team. The 1995 Comic Zone video game originally launched for Sega Genesis. Well, there you have it. They are turning video games into film adaptations. Okay, let's check out the Japanese animation TV rankings for August 8th to 14th. Castle in the Sky earns 12.6% rating. Studio Ghibli's Castle in the Sky film aired on NTV on Friday, August 12th at 9 p.m. and it earned 12.6% rating. Additionally, the One Piece film Strong World movie aired on Fuji TV on Saturday, August 13th at 9 p.m. and earned a 6.3% rating. Once again, Saze-san, 7.1, Detective Conan, 6.7, Chibi Maruko-chan gets 5, Doraemon 3.6, One Piece 3.5, Crayon Shin-chan 2.9, Love All Play 2.9, Delicious Party Procure 2.4, Oshiri Tantai 2, and Pokemon Master Journeys, the series, gets 2.0. No Curious George this time around. Let's check out Japan's video game rankings. If it's anything like last week's, the Switch will be dominating this list. And it is. First up, Nintendo Switch Sports. Then Mario Kart 8, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Live Alive. After that, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Monster Hunter Rise plus Sunbreak Set, Minecraft, Ring Fit Adventure, Momotaro Densetsu Showa Heisei Reiwa Motaiban, Mario Party Superstars, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Animal Crossing New Horizons, eBaseball Powerful Pro Yakyu 2022, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Sekai no Asobi Taisen 51, Pokemon Legends Arceus Splatoon 2, Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, The Hinokami Chronicles, and Nobunaga's Ambition Shinsei, and Pokemon Sword and Shield. There are no other systems on here. This is all Nintendo Switch, and from Famitsu is the source of this. No PS, no PlayStation, no Xbox. It seems that the Nintendo Switch is reigning supreme in Japan. Let's see what else. I haven't been really keeping up on the Vic Mignogna thing, but it just says he loses appeal of defamation case, faces more attorney's fees. Yeah, well, that's the only people that really win court cases is lawyers. They make off with lots of money. What else we got here? Nothing picking or nothing that's catching my eye right now. No. Oh, Legendary's Monsterverse show casts Mari Yamamoto with WandaVision's Matthew Shakeman as executive producer. Oh, that's live action, eh? Okay. Akari Akasi's ending theme song for My Dress Up Darling anime streamed 10 million times. Music video debuted on January the 9th. Music video for Akari Akasi's Koi no Yuke, Where Love Is the ending theme song for the television anime of Shinichi Fukuda's My Dress Up Darling, Sono Bisque wa Koi wo Suru, has been streamed over 10 million times since its release about 8 months ago. The song's music video debuted on January the 9th. TikTok personality Akase debuted her singing career with the song. The anime premiered on January 9th. Funimation streamed the anime as it aired in Japan and is also streaming an English dub. Crunchyroll is also streaming the anime and English dub. Square Enix Manga and Books publishes the manga in English, and it describes the story. Traumatized by a childhood incident with a friend who took exception to his love in traditional dolls, doll artisan hopeful Wakana Gojo passes his days as a loner, finding solace in the home ec room at his high school. To Wakana, people like beautiful Marin Kitigawa, a trendy girl who's always surrounded by a throng of friends, is practically an alien from another world. But when cheerful Marin, never one to be shy, spots Wakana sewing away one day after school, she barges in with the aim of roping her quiet classmate into her secret hobby, cosplay. A manga launched in Square Enix's Young Gangan magazine in January 2018. Square Enix published the manga's 9th volume on March 25th. Square Enix Manga and Books published the 6th volume in English on Tuesday. Yes, I'm thinking that's a show I should watch. My Dress Up Darling. And the ending song gets streamed 10 million times. I mean, that's very popular. It's good to see. One Piece film read tops 8 billion yen. Let's see here. Movie has sold over 5.7 million tickets since August the 6th. A stage greeting event at Marunouchi Toei for the One Piece film Red anime film revealed on Thursday that the movie has earned over 8 billion yen, about 58.9 million US dollars at the Japanese box office, and has sold over 5.7 million tickets. The film earned 1.497 billion yen, about 11.15 million US, from Friday to Sunday, and sold 1 million tickets over the weekend. The film had sold a total of 4.62 million tickets for a total of 6 billion yen, about 48 million US, by the end of Sunday, and had surpassed 5 million tickets for 7 billion yen, about 52 million US dollars, by the end of Monday. Its 10th day in theaters in Japan has become the franchise's highest selling and highest earning film installment in terms of both the number of tickets sold and yen earned at the box office. The film ranked number 1 in the Japanese box office since opening weekend. It sold 1.5 million tickets and earned 2.254 billion yen, about US 16 million. In its first 2 days, the film earned 78% more in its first 2 days than the previous film One Piece Stampede did in the first 3 days. One Piece Stampede opened on a Friday as opposed to One Piece Film Red's Saturday opening. The film opened in Japan on August the 6th. The film has IMAX screenings in 27 theaters in Japan that opened alongside regular screenings. The film also had MX4D, 4DX, and Dolby Atmos screenings on opening day. Crunchyroll will theatrically screen the upcoming One Piece Film Red anime film in the United States, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand this fall. The screenings will be available in both Japanese audio with English subtitles and an English dub. The film centers on a new character named Uta, Shanks' daughter. Kaori Nozuka is the speaking voice of Uta, while Ado is the character's singing voice. Ado also performs the film's theme song, Shinjidai New Genesis. Well, that is one that I'm going to mark on my calendar to go and see in the theater, because I do like me some One Piece. And it's good to see it's doing so well over in Japan. Let's see, anything else here? One Punch Man manga goes on 1 month hiatus before returning with new arc. Okay. What do we got here? 3x3 Eyes, Kiseki no Yami no Keiyakusha sequel manga approaches climax. Gundam the Witch from Mercury prologue anime streams outside Japan on September 1st. For all you Gundam fans, that's a good idea. All right, that'll make you happy. One Punch Man anime gets 3rd season. Did you say Gundam? Good morning, DJ Ronnie G. You're looking for your bag? My bag for a snack. Yeah, Gundam, The Witch from Mercury prologue anime streams outside Japan on September 1st. Yes, The Witch from Mercury prologue. Well, let's have a look. I know you're a Gundam fan. Just a moment. There we go. Prequel streams on Gundam.info YouTube channel. Bandai Namco Filmworks announced on its Gundam Info website on Thursday that Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury prologue, the prequel anime for the upcoming Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury anime, will debut on Gundam Info YouTube channel outside of Japan on September the 1st. The prequel anime will also debut on streaming services in Japan on September the 4th. The anime will debut on the Gundam channel on YouTube in Japan, the Gundam Fan Club, Hulu, Abima TV, Unext, and D Anime Store on September 4th, followed by more streaming services in later dates. The prequel anime debuted in Japan on July 14th at the Gundam Factory Yokohama, the site of the life-size moving Gundam statue. The life-size Gundam Unicorn statue in Tokyo's Odaiba, the life-size Freedom Gundam statue in Shanghai, the life-size RX-93 FFV Gundam statue in Fukuoka, and the upcoming Gundam-based virtual world in Bandai Namco Group's planned Gundam Metaverse project. The prologue anime screened at Comic-Con International in San Diego on July 21st. The screening marked the US debut of the anime. Yeah, Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury, Kido Sensei Gundam Suisei no Majo, the first new Gundam television anime series in 7 years since Mobile Suit Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans, will premiere in October during the Nichi 5 slot on Sundays at 5 p.m. Japan Standard Time, and on MBS-TBS network of stations. The anime has a simulcast planned for October outside of Japan. Well, that's good. That's the last one I watched was Iron-Blooded Orphans. I thought it was pretty good. It was a suggestion by Blaine from Blaine's Escape Channel. Hiroshi Kobayashi, Kimi no Iru Machi, Kizi Naver, and Spriggan is directing the anime at Bandai Namco Filmworks Sunrise with Ryo Ando, Interviews with Monster Girls, Double Decker, Duggan Kirill as co-director, Ichiro Okuyuchi, Code Geass, Princess Principal, Skate, The Infinity is credited for series composition and as scriptwriter. Mogumo is credited for the original character designs, and Marie Tagashira, Jiro Toida, and Hirotoshi Takaya are drawing those character designs for animation. It sounds like there's a lot of good people involved in this. So, September 1st is to circle on your calendar. Okay, where'd we go here? Yeah. Yep, not a problem, DJ Ronnie G. I tried to deliver the news. Let's see, what do we got here? High Dive Streams review Starlight anime film on August 24th. Section 23 Films to release Gainax's Wings of Oniami's film's 4K remaster. Wow. I have seen the Gainax's Wings of Oniami's. Very well done. Like some of their best work. And getting a 4K remaster, that's excellent for them. Let's see. Netflix schedules Cyberpunk Edge Runners anime for September 13th. I don't have Netflix, and I do not want Netflix. What else we got? One Piece Films Red stays at number one in second week. Good. North American anime manga releases for August 14th to 20th. We'll go back to that. I just want to see if there's anything else here. Oh, and previously I talked about the Mega Drive Mini 2. They updated their games. They have about 60 of them on there now. So, all you Sega Genesis fans can grab that when it comes out. North American anime manga releases for August 14th to 20th. Welcome to Demon School, Iruma-kun anime, Chain Soldier manga ship. Your anime releases, Mobile Suit Gundam Seed Collection 2. Welcome to Demon School, Iruma-kun. Print manga releases, Bakemonogatari, Black Lagoon, Blood on the Tracks, Case Closed, Chain Soldier, Classroom of the Elite, Dead Demons Destruction. And that wasn't me stuttering, that actually is what it reads as on the title. Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro, Fire Force, The Fox and Little Tanuki, Harukana Maki, A Distant Neighborhood, Happy Kanako's Killer Life, Hina Matsuri. These are all graphic novels, manga. Jujutsu Kaisen, The Kurosagi Corpse Delivery Service, Levius Est. Alright. Mob Psycho, My Dress Up Darling, New York, New York, Princess Knight, Rooster Fighter, sorry. To Save the World, Can You Wake Up the Morning After with a Demi-Human? Toilet Bound Hanaku-kun, Ultraman, The Way of the House Husband, Welcome Back Alice, With a Dog and a Cat Every Day is Fun, The Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting, and Zom 100, Bucket List of the Dead. Then there's digital manga releases, which, that's fine, that's digital. There's print novel releases, digital novel releases. Mostly just want manga releases and anime. What else we got here? The 2022 Saturn Awards nominate Godzilla vs. Kong film, Blade Runner, Black Lotus anime. Saturn Awards. Let's see what this is all about. Godzilla vs. Kong nominated for Science Fiction Film Award, Blade Runner Black Lotus for Animated Series Award. The Saturn Awards, the awards that honor the best science fiction, horror, and fantasy movies and television programs of the year, announced the nominations for the 47th awards. Its 50th anniversary edition on Friday, it nominated Warner Brothers and Legendary Entertainment's Godzilla vs. Kong film for the Science Fiction Film Award, and the Blade Runner Black Lotus anime for the Animated Series Award. The Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror Films will host the award ceremony on October the 25th. Godzilla vs. Kong opened internationally in March 2021 in territories where the HBO Max streaming service is not available. The film opened later that month in theaters in the United States at number 1. The film has earned US $100 million in the United States and has earned a total worldwide of $470 million, according to Box Office Mojo. The film opened in Japan in July 2021, delayed from its original May 2020 opening, topping the box office chart. Actor Shun Oguri from live-action Gintama Gokuzen Hanayori Dango made his Hollywood acting debut as an important role in the first film. The cast also included Julian Dennison, Deadpool 2, Millie Bobby Brown, Stranger Things, Brian Tyree, Henry Atlanta, Demian Birchier, The Nun, Isa Gonzalez, Baby Driver, Alexander Skarsgård, Big Little Lies, Rebecca Hall, The Prestige, Iron Man 3, Jessica Henwick, Iron Fist, Kyle Chandler, The Wolf of Wall Street, Manchester by the Sea, Lance Reddick, Bosch, John Wick, Van Martin, Avengers, Infinity War, and Ziyi Zhang, Couching Tired, Hidden Dragon. A sequel film is slated for release on March 15th, 2024. The Blade Runner Black Lotus anime series premiered in November 2021 with 2 episodes on Adult Swim's Toonami block and on Crunchyroll. Adult Swim also premiered the anime in Canada at the same time. Adult Swim has worldwide distribution rights to an English-dubbed version of the show outside of Asia. Crunchyroll is streaming the anime worldwide. Crunchyroll and Adult Swim partnered with Elcon Entertainment to produce the 13-episode television anime series. Shinji Aramaki and Kenji Kamiyama directed all the episodes at Sola Digital Arts. Both directors previously worked together on Ultraman and Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex 2045. Shinichiro Watanabe was a creative producer on the series. So, Andrew Kosov, Broderick Johnson, Laura Lancaster, and Al Francis Cuenca of Alcon Entertainment were executive producers on the project, along with Sola Digital Arts' Joseph Chu. Alcon executive Ben Roberts also served as executive producer, and Production IG's Mitsushiza Ishikawa was a production advisor. Grammy Award-winning singer-songwriter Alessia Cara contributed music to the series, including original opening song Feel You Now. So if you're a Blade Runner fan, you definitely can continue on with Blade Runner Black Lotus. Why not? Back to the first of the week here. Metal Slug Tactics game delayed to 2023. Sword Art Online Progressive Anime gets film IMAX screenings in Japan. Transformers Heavy Metal Real World AR mobile game shuts down servers on August 31st. Niantic canceled game alongside 3 other projects last month. Yeah, Niantic was the ones that did Pokemon Go. They announced last Wednesday that it will shut down the servers for its Transformers Heavy Metal Real World AR mobile game based on the Transformers franchise on August 31st. Oh, we don't have much time. We got about 10 days to go. The game was available in beta in several countries while it was still in development. For these areas, Niantic will take the game down from both the App Store and Google Play Store, and it will remove in-game purchases. Bloomberg reported last month that Niantic is canceling the game alongside 3 other projects. The company is also cutting about 85 to 90 jobs. Niantic was collaborating with Hasbro and Tomy to launch the game. Seattle-based Very Very Spaceship was developing the game for iOS and Android devices. According to Bloomberg, the Niantic CEO John Hank stated that the company is facing a time of economic turmoil, adding that it needs to further streamline its operations in order to best position the company to weather any economic storms that may lie ahead. Niantic and the Pokemon Company International launched the Pokemon Go app in several select countries, including the United States, in July 2016. The Transformers Beyond Reality virtual reality game was set for release on March 31st and then was delayed before its cancellation. Transformers Rise of the Beasts, the next film in the live-action Transformers franchise, will open on June 9th, 2023. That's unfortunate. I thought they could make a go of a Transformers AR game. Well, that's the news of the week. I think we're all caught up on some of the more relevant news items. And next, we'll be switching over to the main reason why you're here is to see the next anime from 1995. And that is Galaxy Fraulein Yuna. So, just a little bit of background on this, which is, I had to learn a little bit about it myself. So, some history of this. Galaxy Fraulein Yuna is a Japanese media franchise created by Mika Akitaka. It means Galaxy Lady Legend Yuna. Fraulein refers to the German word for miss. The main protagonist of the series is Yuna Kagurazaka. She's a ditzy 16-year-old. After winning a galactic Bishoujo contest, she becomes the savior of light, a magical girl charged with defending the universe from evil. After becoming the savior of light, Yuna gains an impressively powerful armored suit. Her greatest strength, however, lies in her ability to befriend anyone, even her enemies. Her group of comrades, which is extensive, is comprised almost exclusively of former opponents. So this is what I didn't know about before. Galaxy Fraulein Yuna originated in 1992 when Red Company, in association with Hudson Soft, asked Mika Akitaka to create a video game for the PC Engine Super CD console. PC Engine is the TurboGrafx 16 in North America. And she was an established artist and mechanical designer, having worked on several Mobile Suit Gundam anime titles, including Zeta Gundam, War in the Pocket, and Stardust Memory. Hudson Soft released Galaxy Fraulein Yuna in Japan in 1992 with Mika Akitaka as character designer and writer. The specific origins of Yuna lie in Mika Akitaka's MS Girls artwork, which were featured in many anime-related magazines during the late 80s and early 90s, with MS standing for Mobile Suit. MS Girls was a collection of drawings of pretty girls dressed in Gundam-style powered armor. It is generally acknowledged that her work on Yuna was an evolution of the MS Girls artwork. In fact, some of the original drawings in Mika Akitaka's book, the Worldwide Merchandise Division 2001 of Les MS Girls, bear a striking resemblance to characters in the Yuna universe. At the 1998 Anime Expo in Anaheim, California, Mika Akitaka explained that Yuna began when his producer at Red Company asked him to design a shoot-'em-up game featuring a character based on his Gundam F91 girl. The shooter ended up evolving instead into a visual novel, although Mika Akitaka would much later develop a title similar to the original Yuna design proposal titled Ginga Fukue Densetsu Sapphire. The Yuna series became popular quite quickly. This led to the production of several sequels for various platforms, as well as art books, music, CD dramas, and 2 anime OVA series, which is what I'll be looking at today, is the first of the OVA series. But it's neat to know that this originally started out as a video game. And there's a total of 7 Yuna video games and a few related software releases. So a lot of them are for the PC Engine. There is one for the Sega Saturn. I don't know if it got brought over to North America though. One for the PlayStation. One for the PSP in 2008. Yeah. So that is the history a little backstory of Galaxy Fraulein Yuna. So as it says here, a little synopsis. Yuna Kagurazaki won the Interstellar Galaxy Fraulein contest to become the Guardian of the Light after defeating several threats to galactic peace. As seen in the PC Engine games, old enemies have framed Yuna for attacking and demolishing her hometown. Yuna's friends now must attempt to rescue her from pending execution with comedic results. And as we can go through that and see, we'll do that, then we'll do that. And I hope everyone can see okay. We'll just do that. So this is the start of the show. So they show some of the exploits of Yuna as she saves the galaxy. But now later on, after she has saved the she is back on Earth and she is relaxing. But something's going on. There's a show being broadcast and she is part of it. As you can see, there's her mech that she's in. She has something in her hand. And it looks like, yes, she has done it. She has beat her opponent in a cooking contest with her mech as she has fried an egg using the friction of the atmosphere. She was coming back into... and the Iron Chef has, as you can see, the Iron Chef has given up. So Yuna wins a cooking contest as we start out. So, and then we go through the title, the opening song. It's very happy and peppy. Yes, part 1 of the OVA is called Sorrowful Celine. And everyone's sleeping. And previously she had told the one of her friends in outer space to wake her up in the morning. So they're like, okay, we'll wake you up. And they shoot a giant laser from space and decimate half the city to wake her up. So... yes, she woke her up at 8, just as she promised. And she's your typical schoolgirl. She has her friend Yuri that eats all the time. And there is a transfer student. Your typical transfer student that they meet. And her name's Misaki. And things get a little bit spicy, let's say. Nothing too serious, just some little almost like shoujo-ai. And like I say, her friend's always eating, so she's just snacking on this giant bento. And everyone's having lunch. And her friend doesn't want to share. She gets distracted by a volleyball. She gets asked to retrieve it. But her transfer student is now going to search her memories. Because, lo and behold, she's been told that Yuna wants to conquer the galaxy. So she has been sent by a galactic council to see if she is going to conquer the galaxy and to stop her. Yes, so there's accusations by this person, who is known as Fraulein D. And she is accusing Yuna of being evil and wanting to enslave the galaxy. And she wants her executed for first-degree treason. So they decide to send Misaki down to investigate. They dispatch a Security Council inspector to Earth, Saline Misaki. So, Yuna is passed out. She doesn't remember anything of what happened. And the evil Fraulein D sends some of her minions down to make sure that the inspector arrests Yuna. And their job right now is to pull her out of town. And they do that by using these pictures of her favorite hero that she likes to watch on television, Paulina. There's a trail of photos that she wants. But they run into a little child who has lost her puppy, and she needs help finding it. So she's like, yes, I will help you find your puppy. Because if anything, Yuna has a good heart, and she does not want to see anybody suffering. So her friend manages to pick up all her pictures for her as she bribed her with some sweet yams. And now they're going to go try to find that dog. And everyone knows her. All the people are well aware of who she is. And she's beloved by all. But the henchwomen of Fraulein D get involved, and they decide that they're going to kidnap the puppy. And this is a bit of the show that they're shooting for Paulina. She's going to have an interview with Misaki because she wants to know more about Yuna. She doesn't want to just arrest her. She has to have proof, and she has to know what she's like. So she's interviewing people. Yeah, and she tells her that she is just very innocent. She doesn't have any kind of malicious intent at all. But while this is going on, a giant robot attacks the city. And it says, "Oh, I'm Yuna and I'm destroying the city. Everyone has to bow down to me." While that's going on, they're trying to save the puppy from drowning. So Yuna jumps in. Her friend is trying to haul her back, but she runs out of energy because she's so hungry. But then everyone jumps in, and they haul her and the puppy back to safety. So the henchwomen have accomplished their job. The Misaki mistakes this giant robot for Yuna and attacks her. And they avoid some of their strikes, but eventually the robot gets away. Or I should say the mech. The mech gets away. And now she's going to arrest Yuna. And she takes her aboard her ship for trial and execution. And it seems that Fraulein D has won the day. And let's hit the next one. That's the end of the first OVA. They're only half hour long, so it's not very long to watch. It's just a 2-episode OVA. Right now, Yuna's having a bit of a nightmare. But she's bound and in prison. She tries to persuade Misaki that she's not trying to take over the galaxy. And then we go through the title sequence again. Part 2, Sorrowful Saline. So Yuna has a lot of friends from in the other parts of the galaxy. Her mech is trying to find her with telepathy, but their ECM is so concrete she can't even find her that way. So everyone's worried, so they decide to go up to where the trial's going to be held. They have to try to rescue her. So Misaki reports back to Fraulein D that it's been done. She's arrested and she's awaiting trial. And she's wondering why is she so happy. And it's a bit of a celebration. Misaki is wondering why is Fraulein D so concerned about Yuna? So she's going to start looking around herself. And it's the trial. And they do they explain to her that she's charged with being a traitor. And they show the video and say that was her. But she knows she's never even thought about conquering the galaxy. And it looks like her words reach Misaki, but her punishment is to be banished and thrown into the ultra black hole, which is probably even worse than a regular black hole. And she is found guilty. And her friends are trying to get to her. And at least they run into Misaki, who can help them out. And they finally realize that yes, she was looking for a dog while the destruction was going on. Once again, she's locked away and she's waiting. And she gets a visit from Fraulein D, who comes to gloat. But she's still not getting it yet. Her real name is Devil Fraulein. Yeah, just like the Dark Queen. So, once again, Misaki is out and talking to people. And she goes and she finds the girl that lost her dog. And she realizes that she has made a grave mistake. So nobody got hurt because they were out, everybody was out helping save the puppy with Yuna. So once that mech went through the city and destroyed it, nobody got hurt. So she realizes Yuna's innocent. I've got to do something about this. And they're getting ready. They're at the ultra black hole. And they're going to shoot her into it. And the countdown goes 3, 2, 1. But then Misaki arrives. She knows that Yuna's innocent. And she is going to help her escape. But the Fraulein D is like, I will kill you both then. And Misaki takes a hit. She is going to save her no matter what. But who will arrive? But her friend, dressed up as her favorite hero. The masked maiden Paulina. So, they're getting away. And everyone engages in a large battle. Her friend is very good at taking on all the minions. Yuna powers up into her battle gear. But the Devil Fraulein has all these ships. And oh, that's where her friends have arrived. Oh yeah, lots of ships. You want ships? There's lots of ships. She realized that everyone made it in time. All her previous people she's encountered have arrived, but this is not the evil Fraulein's final form, as she transforms, and Yuna gets into her mech. And then they commence a huge battle. But it's nothing. Yuna can't penetrate her defenses. But then she asks everyone to lend her their power. So everyone does. And Yuna transforms. Find a good spot. Find a good shot here. Yeah, lots of mecha. She does a blaster attack that finally takes out the queen, or the demon Devil Fraulein, and she gets sucked into the ultra black hole. And then she worries whether that the devil Fraulein will walk around in the black hole for tens of thousands of years. And she's happy to see Misaki's better. She's a little injury, but she decides that Misaki was like, I can't be your friend. She's like, well, your punishment will be you've got to be my friend. And there she is. And then her other friends come in and are like, what are you doing? And that's it. That is Galaxy Fraulein Yuna. It is just a little bit of anime fluff. It's not a big, deep story. It's got cute girls, it's got mecha, it's got battles. It is just a fun little show. If you've got an hour to kill, you can get through both of the OVAs, or both the episodes for the OVAs, and it is, it's a fun little time. And it's from 1995, which, if I close this and look at this, we can see that in 1995, it was the 18th most popular in 1995. And it was the 26th highest rated in 1995. It doesn't get very much, it doesn't get a lot of love. It's only got about 53% average score. So that's unfortunate. But it's just a good little show to sit back and relax with. I would definitely give it a try if you can. No harm. You like mecha, you like space. There's also a sequel. I haven't watched the sequel yet, but the sequel is called Galaxy Fraulein Yuna Returns. And it says, just when everything seems peaceful again for Yuna and her friends, a new enemy appears in the form of 3 robotic sisters. Yuna must once again become the savior of light to fight this strong new evil. And it's a 3-episode OVA. So there, not a lot of, won't take a lot of your time up. And that's the thing. You don't want to take up a lot of your time. Just want to watch a good, fun, bubbly show. Might as well watch Galaxy Fraulein Yuna. Let's see what else we got here. Well, that is pretty much it for that review of Galaxy Fraulein Yuna. There's a list of some of the things I'm watching right now. One Piece. Always watching some One Piece. Harem in the Labyrinth of Another World. That is a good harem and isekai. Good isekai anime to watch. Making my way through Gatchaman. Galaxy Express 39 was literally your first anime ever. Well, you know what? That is a good show to get started with. I gotta say, Leiji Matsumoto does excellent work with his character designs, and the story is good too. Very cerebral. You're thinking to yourself as you're watching this, should Tetsuro, should he get a mechanical body or should he not get a mechanical body? There's pros and cons as he's going along his journey, as he gets towards the metal planet, which is what his overall goal is. Hey, you need to revisit that. It went over that whole humans then robot, humans versus technology. Yeah, all that human condition stuff, for sure. And that's every planet that he stops at, he learns a little bit more about the human condition and what it means to be human. And he meets all sorts of different people and everything like that. And I like to think that Maytel helps him out a lot with that as she travels with him along the Galactic Railway. Yes, Galaxy 39, Gatchaman. Yes, I want a robot body. But by the time he gets to that planet, will he still want it? Yeah, that's the whole thing. Does he realize that you think you want something, but then it's really not something that you should have? Magic Knight Ray Earth, I want to get through that. It's I've read the manga. It's damn good. It's by Clamp. They do excellent character designs. They do such detail. Thunderbirds 2086. I'm gonna try to get through this too. This is something I watched back in 1986, so it was it was pretty neat. You never got far with Ray Earth, but I think would watch it before revisiting Sailor Moon. Yeah, I think they came around the same time. And yes, Thunderbirds 2086 sort of related to they are part of the well, here, I think it should tell you here. Yeah, the rescue team working for the International Rescue Organization. Unlike the original International Rescue, which was small scale and family oriented, the IRO is a vast organization comprising numerous branches and overseen by the Federation, the 2086 equivalent of the United Nations. So yeah, the Jerry Anderson thing was the super marionation and such. They did that, which was pretty good for the time. But yes, 2086 is it has an anime look to it because it's made by I know who Toei. Toei made that animation for it, and then they just brought it over to the US. And it's only got 24 episodes, so it seems to be pretty darn good. Ray Earth came out a bit after, but I think some of the later Sailor Moon series were still running when it debuted. You found the Super Marionation hard to watch for long? It's quaint. When you watch it, it's like, wow, they were able to do that with just string and, the marionettes and they could move the mouth and the eyes could move. It's just, they did well, I think, considering it was done in the 1960s. Yeah, you respect the craft for sure. Like just watching it, it's like, man, that's something else, all right. But yes, Magic Knight Ray Earth came out in '94, I think. Yes, came out in '94. One was Sailor Moon, 92. Let's see here. Is Sailor Moon one word? Yeah, 92. Okay, it did. In Japan, I guess, but yeah, it hit the North American shores, I think, in '95. Yesterday, you played the Saban's Sailor Moon teaser. Saban's. Is that the newest one? It was terrible. No, thank God it never came out. Oh, right. Live action, right? Live action one that Saban was going to do. They had one in a wheelchair, and the girls were in dancing like it was a slumber party. They transform and become a car. Oh, man. Okay, yeah. I think we dodged a bullet with that one there, DJ Ronnie. Yeah, the most recent one I did watch was Sailor Moon Crystal. I started watching a little bit of it. I could only make it about, I think, 5 episodes or so. It's pretty much the same story, just with updated animation. Super Mario Super Show, but not fun to watch. Yeah. Oh, I remember watching the Super Mario Super Show. Captain Lou Albano was Mario, and then every Friday you'd get an episode of The Legend of Zelda, that was great. It was only 13 episodes, but like what a great time. You could play a game of Zelda and then watch a television show. So yeah. Heard great things about the Zelda cartoon. Barely remember the Mario show, if not for buying the DVDs. Well, yeah, I bought the DVDs. I did too. I remember the show, but I bought them just for a little bit of nostalgia. Yes, Sailor Moon Crystal have art that resembled the manga. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, you do want it to look like Naoko Takuchi does it. I believe she's the one that does Sailor Moon. Now I just got to figure out what to do for the next week. I'm going to have to figure out which show to watch for next Sunday's anime chat. Any suggestions? Or maybe I could do a Twitter poll and see if anyone's got any ideas. Hopefully it's nothing too long. I have to really knuckle down and start watching like 5-6 episodes a day. You know, it's tough. You got a full-time job. You work 5 days a week. You got to spend time with your family and everything like that. So something's got to give. And fortunately, you know, this isn't my full-time job doing YouTube. It's just a fun thing to do on the side. Meet some people, have some fun talking about the hobbies you like. So yeah. You can watch Macross 7 and SDF over and over again. Yeah, but have you gotten to Frontier yet? That's if you love the original, like I do, like if you watch Do You Remember Love, then Frontier is just primo. Delta, it just didn't grab me as much as Frontier. I watched Delta and I'm like, okay, and it's just the main character, Hayate Immelman, like the guy was just, I don't know, it didn't grab me the way Frontier grabbed me. But I'm hoping they come out with something for the 40th anniversary. They got to come out with something. Because, like, right now is the 40th anniversary. It came out in 1982, and now it's 2022. So I'm always hoping that because of Harmony Gold got their act together and, you know, finally got things sorted out with their distribution and all that, and they'd stop suing people for, you know, they could start bringing over more mecha, more merchandise, more art books. Like I have a couple of Macross art books. I have the big thick Perfect Memory, and I have the Do You Remember Love book as well. Frontier and Delta meld together in your brain. Watch them again so you can mentally differentiate. Yeah. That's a good idea. You were mixing them up yesterday during Mike's stream. Okay, yeah, I watched some of that stream. It was pretty good. I'm glad Mike had the stream like that, just to ask the question why you should watch anime. But yes, Frontier. Yeah, you should definitely watch them again. Perfect Memory. It's an awesome book. Like if I what do we do here? We go to eBay and look for it. Macross Perfect Memory. Oh wow. Yeah, you can pick it up for a decent price. Seriously. Here, let's have a look here. I'll flip on the old switch there. There we go. Can I zoom in a bit? Yeah, there you go. As long as you know that it exists, you'll hunt for it. Yeah, I mean, this is exactly it right here. And yeah, my currency is set to Canadian because obviously I'm in Canada, so I want to know how much it's going to be in my currency. Oh, from Japan. Okay, that one's from the United States, so it'll probably be better for you. If it's overpriced and not available new, then try for an alternate digital copy. I don't know if they have a digital copy of Macross Perfect Memory. I guess that's one way to go, yeah. And free shipping. This one has free shipping from Japan. That's pretty cool. Pre-owned. There's one that's brand new. Looks like it's wrapped up. 214 Canadian. Wow. Yeah. Good book though. Really, really well done. I'm definitely glad I picked it up probably in 1995 or something like that. Something like that. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. And that was actually back when they did a Robotech convention in Anaheim, California in 1995, and I found out about it and I'm like, you know what? I got to go to that. So I specifically planned my vacation around flying down to Anaheim and attending this convention. And it was a 3-day convention. They had all the voice actors. Excuse me. They had all the voice actors from the dub and the creator, and they had a bunch of merchandise. And the good thing about that is I had taken about 2 weeks, so I spent 3 days there, and the rest of the time I spent at Disneyland. So there for 3 days, Disneyland for 5 days. It was quite the awesome vacation back then. Okay, yeah. So Let's see if they have the Do You Remember Love? Oh, there it is. Sometimes a generous nerd painstaking scans doing these things. Sometimes. Oh yeah, don't sweat it, Ronnie. DJ Ronnie G. Don't sweat it. You're at work. You gotta do your work, right? But yeah, there it is. There's the Do You Remember Love animation art book. That was oh, come on now. There we go. Yeah, that's all right. That's the one. It seems like they got a lot of good stuff here. Sega Saturn official program. A signed poster? Signed by Mikimoto and Mari Ijima? Wow. Yes, you are. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Macross, it goes, Do You Remember Love? And then Macross 7 is canon, and it's supposed to be tied right to it. So it goes, Do You Remember Love? Macross 7, and then Frontier. Frontier ties in with both of those as well. Yeah, $1,300. Wow. I've never really looked for much Macross merchandise on eBay. This is probably why. Because it's freaking expensive. I did pick up the 30th anniversary PS3 game, though. And that's fun to play. Hard as hell, but it's fun to play. Yeah, you want to buy some models and they've been priced out. Yeah, of course. Like, man. And then you got to watch out for bootlegs and all that. You don't want that. You want your money to go to the creators. You don't want some scam artist or whatever to get your money and give you inferior product. If you ever buy a resin 3D printer, you'd love to make your own Macross 7 Frontier City ship model. Yeah, do it up. You don't ever see any of those, do you? Get yourself a metal printer. Make it out of die cast. Yes, that's my recommendation. Pick up Macross Perfect Memory. However you can. Pick up. We have to really support. Excuse me. We have to really support the creators. So we have to buy the merchandise. If we like what they do. If they do a show you like, you want to support the creators, but when it comes to vintage games, I know, yes, you need to take out a second mortgage to buy a Nintendo game or an N64 game, right? Especially you want it in the box. Because a lot of people didn't keep the boxes. I think it comes in waves too. If you look at the, because I do vintage or retro game collecting. Yeah, I do retro game collecting, so I've seen it. It comes in waves, right? So after a certain set of years, it was the NES, and everyone bought up NES, and then it went down, and then came the SNES, and it went up, and it goes down again. And then the next after that was N64, and 64 goes up in price, and then it comes back again. And then next was GameCube. GameCube prices just went nuts. They went up. And then, of course, what's the next one after that? It's going to be the Wii. People are going to be, maybe not right now, but in maybe a couple of years, they're going to be looking for Wii titles. And then those prices will skyrocket. Right? And then after that, it's the Wii U. They're going to look for Wii U stuff, and those prices will skyrocket. So it's going to be, it comes in waves. And right now, I think we're just sort of at the peak of GameCube, where they're going to, I don't know if they'll drop, but people are going to start looking towards the Wii and picking up those titles, the ones that are obscure, the ones that, you know, and people will do that, and that'll be the next one. You're not going to see a priest for confession after playing a ROM file for a game the original creator isn't getting paid for anyway. Exactly. Yeah. But Nintendo reserves the right to resell it at a future point in time. Yes. Yeah. Always look for compilation stuff. If you can find it, get that. That's usually a good way of getting lots of games on one disc. Ultra HDMI modded your N64. You actually managed to get a SDF Macross N64. Really? It was never released, but it became available as an incomplete ROM that I got on a flash card. Okay. Tell you the truth, full disclosure, that is the reason I bought my N64 back in 1996. I even pre-ordered it. I saw that GameTech had a Robotech game coming out, and of course I was a big fan. So I'm like, wow, this game is coming out. It's got, you know, it's got the Veritex, it's got the battle pods and all that. I'm like, I have to get this console to play this game. So, yeah, I went out and pre-ordered it. And I paid my money, and I got Super Mario 64. And I played that, and I was waiting for GameTech to bring out Robotech Crystal Dreams. And GameTech folded. And I was like, oh, are you kidding me? So the reason that I bought my N64 was to play that one game, and then the company that was making it folded. And I'm like, oh, well, so much for that. So it wasn't until the GameCube came out and they had Robotech Battle Cry come out that I've actually finally got an actual Robotech game on the system. You'll do a video on it this week. Good. I want to see that. The first time you played it, the game glitched out in a weird way. Yeah, well, it's not quite finished, so. You didn't know it was malfunctioning? It's like, Jesus, a weird control scheme. That's good. It worked the second time. If you know coding and all that, you could probably go through the game coding, but if you don't, there's people out there. I've watched people that have recoded like a Mario game and made it more smooth and made it so that you could have more things going on and no slowdown and more frames per second. I really like watching that kind of stuff. I could never do it myself. I could never get into like coding a game or whatever, but they set the bar high with that one. Not surprised it got canceled. Yeah, but GameTech I thought was doing okay. I don't know why they went under. They did all sorts of other games as well, but probably just mismanagement and products, and maybe they set too lofty a goals. But yeah. Well, things have been going along pretty good. I think next just to tell you what my future plans are, next Saturday will be a continuation of Castlevania 2, Belmont's Revenge. I managed to get through the first 4 stages yesterday on Saturday, and seems to be a little bit a better designed game. I'm enjoying playing it. You don't lose your power for your whip right away. That makes me happy. And I think I'm getting into Dracula's Castle now. So I will keep on with that. And after that, I'm not sure. I'll have to do another poll, I think, and see what everyone thinks I should play. Or maybe we should move on to a Game Boy Color and start with that, do that handheld for a little while. And I think maybe everybody's getting a little tired of watching stuff in shades of green. And I will do another Sunday anime chat next week. Yeah. They might be tired of green. Use Super Game Boy and do my own colors. Yeah, I do have a Super Game Boy. I do have an SNES, and I do have a Super Game Boy. Don't have many Game Boy games. But I do have other ways of getting Game Boy games. And yeah. Don't see a lot of people do handhelds, so I'm more than happy to do handheld playthroughs of games. You got lucky. A friend gave you a deal on a 3DS and a Game Boy Micro. Oh, man. A Game Boy Micro and a flash card is a dream made. Well, yeah. Micro is so tiny too, eh? But I didn't get a 3DS. I got a DS. I bought one back in the day, a DS Lite. And then my wife has a 3DS. So I don't miss out on too much 3DS stuff. You can play regular Game Boy games when it normally only plays GBA. Oh, good. That's the one thing Nintendo did well is when they would bring something out, backwards compatibility. I really like that. My DS Lite, yeah, I can play DS games and I can play GBA games. If the thing is, they gotta do something else now. You got your Switch, and there is USB connectors on the front. Why not make a Game Boy player that goes into the USB? You can plug it in, and then you can play your Game Boy games on your Switch. They should do something like that. There's all these. Look up Epilogue GB Operator. Epilogue GB Operator. You only bought it so you can back up your save data? Say, that thing's pretty slick looking. Play and manage Game Boy cartridges on your computer. Supports Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. In order to replace the cartridge memory battery. Yeah, I have trouble with that too. I think my Pokemon Blue one is got a dead battery. It's like a cartridge slot for your computer. You only wish it were possible to transfer this data to an unmodded Nintendo Switch. Oh yeah. You can use your save data on your phone and Steam. Yeah. Develop homebrew and play it on original hardware. Counterfeit cartridge detection. There's a good one. Yeah, you don't want counterfeit cartridges. You can actually go from your PC and update the save data on the cartridge. Yeah, syncing emulators with original hardware. Why not? That looks like a handy little device, that's for sure. $49.99. And it's in stock. Yeah, the camera data. I saw that. 16 kp, that's right, kilopixels. Pics from your Game Boy camera to your PC in just a few clicks. Isn't this even worse resolution than like your bank cameras that they watch? Super easy to use, even compatible with Mac and Linux. Terrible, yeah. Yeah, the camera's terrible, yeah. The best they could do at the time. I'm sure now if they would release something like that. Then again, would it just plug into the bottom of your Switch using the USB-C? You could use it that way too. You could have yourself, I'm sure it would be cheap camera. They could do the same thing. Copy pictures from 20 years ago without using a Game Boy printer. Yes. I'm still curious as to what Nintendo's going to do. Are they going to do something so that you can play Game Boy on your Switch? Are they going to bring it as part of their, well, they don't call it Game Pass. What do they call it? Nintendo Online Service? Are they going to, there's such an extensive library of games that were on the Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, DS, 3DS, that didn't come to the main consoles. So you have a cornucopia of titles that no one has played unless they had a handheld. So if you didn't have a handheld, you never got exposed to any of those titles. I mean, yeah, there's Game Boy. The last one was Game Boy Player for the GameCube. But after that, you didn't have a way of playing a DS or a 3DS game on anything other than the original hardware. So, they've got to do something. Or start releasing them on their Nintendo Switch cartridges. Do a compilation. Do a Game Boy compilation, or do a Game Boy Color compilation, or a Game Boy Advance compilation, and be like, here's these games on these cartridges. You can play them on your Switch now. Come on, Nintendo, step it up. You guys can win this generation. Oh well. That's a little bit of a Nintendo rant. I don't know if nobody from Nintendo is listening, so. But I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Been going for quite a while now. Make sure, please hit that like button. Spread the word. Tell your friends about, Saturday is game day over at this channel, and then Sunday is anime chat. We'll see if I'll increase the number of days I stream too. Do maybe like Tradesman Tuesday or something like that. Let's see what we can do. I'd like to thank DJ Ronnie G for stopping by. Please subscribe to him and his channel. He does a lot of video game stuff over on his with the tech. So he's got his modified N64 with HDMI output now. So stroll over and see what his channel's all about. Please also visit my friend Blaine from Blaine's Escape channel, or his Blaine's Escape Corner. He will live stream every Monday to Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific. And speaking of Pacific, visit Pacific 414. See Mike's channel. He does Pop Talk and Box Score because he's a very big baseball fan. I think he likes those Chicago Cubs. Also have a peek over at a fella called Woopa Troopa. He plays some Game Boy games, like a Pokemon especially. And what is it now? Europa Universalis, number 4. He's playing that. He's doing a little bit of world conquering there. Also have a look at Channel 66. He has some good... he does a lot of good YouTube shorts that are pretty funny. Make sure to visit the Nerdporial Lifeform. He does a lot of videos on the more recent shows that are out there that are streaming. I know he does Better Call Saul right now, and I think he was looking into what was it? I can't remember if it was a Marvel one or not. Oh well. Anyways, visit the Nerdporial Lifeform. He does good stuff. And that's going to be it for me. I am going to relax for the rest of the day after being away on holidays. I'm back now. And I'm going to head out. This is Popculture Mechanic signing off.